Thank you for coming and inviting us to be able to talk to you a little bit about what goes on here in the capital and transportation specifically. For those, how many of you from California? Show of hands. Okay. And the rest of you are from different areas, I'm assuming. Okay, well, because I am from California, I have a better handle on some of the issues. And I certainly want to thank the panelists and some of my colleagues. I see my friend Tony Padilla here from Transportation TCUs. And I'm assuming that the briefing is specific to transit riders. While I have freeways in California transecting my whole district, railroads that are impacting not only the buses but the emergency vehicles because they lead to the rest of the nation's delivering goods from the two ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. So I have major transportation issues in my area. California, as most of you know, has the county alone, Los Angeles County, has 12 million people or more. The last census indicated 12, probably more like 13 million people in that area. And that's movement of people that is critical to not only the economy, but also for many other areas that we are very proud of and want to ensure that our transportation bills address the issues that are inherent in those type of communities. In Washington, you have the great metro. In New York, you have it in major cities, but we don't have that in California. So to move the masses, to me, is a great issue, and that means public transportation. Bus ridership, yes, but because the distances are so great, we are looking for expansion of metro lines. Small as they are, they're still very helpful in my area. We want to ensure that everybody has safe, affordable transportation for the masses. And that is my working class, because I do represent a working class district. I have many people who work great distances, and they have to take transportation to get to work because maybe they can't afford a car or they only have a one-car family. And some people travel 2 hours to get to work. Well, in that case, then you would have transportation issues, and being able to have ability to get to work on time and not spend most of the time on a bus or a train or some other kind of mode of transportation. So that is one of the areas that I face great challenges on. And when I came to transportation 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I made it a point to have my colleagues, as well as those people that we talk to on panels, understand the challenges we have because California is a donor state and we don't get all the transportation funding back to be able to deal with the increase in funds to bus transportation, to mass transit, or to highway issues, or even rail issues. We want to be sure that the investment in transportation and the transit investment itself is adequate to the need, not only to reduce the congestion, the pollution, the safety problems, but also to ensure that we have good flow of traffic. For many reasons. Those of you that know Los Angeles, streets divide cities. There's no open space. So that what affects one city normally will affect the adjacent cities. So it is all of us working together to be able to come up with solutions that the federal government can help and provide assistance in the many areas. And I understand one of the major issues has been that there's little to no operational funding provided to the transit agencies. And it's an area that I will take great interest in because that affects all of my district. From the city of East Los Angeles, actually it's not a city, it's incorporated, but City of Commerce, 45 miles into Pomona, out into the Inland Empire, and then it stretches on out to the rest of California and into the rest of the nation for goods delivery. Unfortunately, the transit agencies have received the capital funds from the federal government while receiving operating funds from local and state governments. And because of the situation with budgets in California, which we know is like any other state, suffering that great impact, they're cash strapped, so there's not much money, and where the cuts go is where people sometimes don't realize will affect them. And that's for those small cities or communities who don't normally speak up or don't understand the process of being able to pick up a phone and call your elected official and say, hey, what gives? My line is shutting down, I need to get to work. And besides, we have a residency of 2,500 people, and they're voters, by the way. That gets their attention. So in order for us to be able to do our job, we need to hear from you so that we understand whether it's an impact economically, physically, because like I said, in my area, I have the whole Alameda Quarter, the rail line is going through there, that delivers goods to the rest of the nation. About 40–50% of those goods come to the rest of the nation through my whole district. I have 54 separate grade crossings, and only 20 are going to be separated. That means I'm going to have an increase, actually a train every 10 minutes going through my district, and a pollution of cars waiting to cross those grade crossings that is going to create problems for those communities. And like I said, streets divide cities, so that you have pollution there falling upon those surrounding neighborhoods and the safety issues that inherently come with it. So you understand I have a great interest in ensuring that we take a longer, closer, and more concerted look and put an effort into being able to get input from you so that when we come to the committee, we can ask the questions of those that are proposing the legislation or telling us stories that I don't know, I don't live in your district, but how do I equate that to what I know and be able to bring up into the record information that is going to clarify whether or not any amendments are justified to be able to assist those communities in preparation for their impact. So, as you probably understand, we have time constraints. We have committee meetings all day long practically. If it isn't, it's a vote, or as constituents. So getting to us is not as easy as just picking up a phone and calling, but you can begin to establish rapport with a member of the staff that deals with transportation and making sure that you tell other people, call this person and get in touch with them and let them know what's going to happen or what is happening or what needs to happen in our district. So it really is incumbent upon all of you to begin to utilize your ability to communicate and let people know exactly what is necessary to be able to complete a better service delivery, if you will, in your area. It's because of the economic downturn that many more people are beginning to use, maybe for the first time, maybe again, public transit, because the cost of gas, because you know, they may have lost a car, was repossessed, whatever. And so it's going to increase rather than decrease. Well, are we going to be able to maintain the routes? Are we going to be able to maintain the ability to service those buses? And if they're decrepit old buses, have we replaced them with green buses? And how is that affecting how the economy in the local level is going up, or is being used? And I guess some of the things that we're working in my district is we're helping some of the transit authorities be able to purchase green buses so that we can take the other ones out of existence. So if they are going to be stopping at 30 of these 54 crossings, that they're not polluting the environment and they're more friendly to the area.